Okay, welcome to another episode of On Point EDC. Today we have a really fun review for you from the brand Kizer. Now, I reviewed a few Kizers in the past, and I think they're really genuinely solid knives for the money. And this is no different, but I think there's a little bit of drama headed the way towards this model. And it's like kind of an episode of Maury Povich. Who is the father? Guys, who's the father on this one? Because there is some striking resemblances to this particular knife, which is the Vanguard Mini Vat Lind or Latt Vind. Sorry, Mini Latt Vind. And yeah, I just had to bring this up. I haven't seen anybody really bring it up, and let me know what you guys think, if I'm way off base or if there's some type of kind of suspicion to be had here. Just interesting for me. A little bit about Kizer. They were founded back in 2012. They're made in China. Their market segment is high-end knives at mid-range prices. That's pretty much their pitch. Now, this type of knife I'd consider an EDC folding utility knife. Of course, some key common characteristics and design language. You're looking for something you can carry around every day. You're really just going to want that pocketable size and a versatile blade shape. This is their V3567N1 for the Vanguard version of their Mini Latt Vind. This is an in-house design by U-Gauge. And basically the Mini Vanguard series version of a larger Bladesmith series Latt Vind, which basically saves some costs by getting rid of the titanium handle and the S35VN blade and replacing it with a Bowler M690 blade steel, and then of course G10 handles. So with that said, let's zoom the camera out, get this in hand, and take a closer look. All right, now before I pick it up, really quick wristwatch check. Of course, you got the black and white action there, so a little black and white panda action. Full review of this is on my channel, so definitely check the recent. Ooh, it's glorious, guys. Mechanical, automatic, in-house goodness chronograph. So really beautiful. But check it out, guys. So this knife, I saw it and I liked it. I guess I knew why. It just was it's a cool looking knife. But it's also a front flipper, interesting, but also a rear flipper. But I don't know if I have the nail or the yeah. I'm not gonna do that, but this does work from time to time. But basically, I just pretty much use it exclusively as a front flipper. But it does remind me a lot of these two knives. Now here's the EZC, designed by Laconico. And you can see there's that kind of fuller design there, and the blade shape is quite close. Yeah, I mean, it's a similar look. And then, of course, I mean, to be honest, these two knives look somewhat alike, right? But different enough. There's a little, especially when you look on the other side here, there's a lot more differentiation when you get to the lock side in the way that these clips are, the pivot. There's definitely a lot more, but you can see, of course, you got contouring versus non-contouring, but the blade shapes themselves are quite similar. But when I looked here, I think it wasn't really, honestly, until I tried to flip it that I kind of, the front flippers on here are very particular. Like the way this opens, it takes a very particular type of front flip for this to work really well. It's not like your typical kind of like Pena front flipper that pretty much anybody can pick up and just flip open. This one, you kind of have to really learn to hit it at that angle and get that leverage. Same here. Like if I was to try to flip it like that, it wouldn't go over as well. And then also I noticed, with the rounded spine, there's just some eerie similarities there, guy. eerily similar, I have to say, especially when you start looking. And again, it's not either one of these. I mean, especially like look at it closed. Look at some of the contours, kind of rounded and, you know, similar places there. I mean, there's just something about it. And again, it's a great looking knife. It is. It's just happens to be very similar to really of kind of my favorite EDC knives. Gareth Bull, sorry. Give it for those of you who haven't seen this knife before. Shamwari, but it's affectionately been dubbed the Shamwari because this is a production, very limited production run of a custom knife, the Shamwari. So still called the Shamwari technically, but this is a production sham. And yeah, it's a beautiful knife. Same thing with the EZC, beautiful knife. You can get it from Monterey Bay Knives. It's the 2.0, so it's actually a single piece there, which is nice. It's not your traditional, you know, so it just adds a lot of extra flavor to a quite simple and minimalist design. So really beautiful, and these are knives I carry every day, and they're just perfect. But I liked this one. I mean, honestly, the full size version of this looks very different than all of these knives. So it might just be coincidence that when you shrink down that knife, it just kind of becomes very similar to these other two. But let's just focus on this thing. What's this all about? Now, again, this one is part of the Vanguard series, so it's pretty cheap, guys. MSRP is $98, but you can get them for $62 right now on sale, KnifeCenter.com. So I don't know how long that sale is going to last or whatever, or if the price is going to change, but I got this for $62, and for $62 and $690 blade with G10, even the fact that it has the two-tone G10, nice deep carry clip. I mean, I'm not arguing with this at all in terms of just objective. This is a very solid knife. You get that nice spear point blade. Oh, also N690, similar grade to your VG10 or 154cm steels. It's just by Bowler, so it's European. It's very nice. But it's a solid little entry level kind of steel. And honestly, years ago it would be kind of higher up, but there's just been so many new trends in steel that have kind of taken some of the shine off of your VG10, 154cm and 690 type blades. But it's definitely great for EDC everyday use. Now the blade itself is kind of that spear point, drop point, near leaf shape, full flat ground, satin finish, crown spine, very, very sharp out of the box. You get that two-tone G10 black and white handle, which is really beautiful and honestly just super clean. And I'm surprised more companies haven't done kind of this two-tone black and white. It looks killer. I mean, that is fantastic looking. So kudos in terms of style. We do get, of course, this deep carry pocket clip. A little lame here to have the Vat Lind Mini written, kind of inscribed on there. I would have probably been preferred if it just said Kizer. Maybe put something in there if you want to, do some billboarding, or I mean, at least the blade's relatively clean still, which is nice. So there's not a lot from that standpoint on there, but maybe sneak some of that on there. It's just, it feels tacky to just have it written there. That's just me. But you do have a deep carry pocket clip, very useful. I mean, this is a nice, semi-smooth texture, so you're not going to tear up your pants. And this is going to hang super deep and ride very, very deep and nicely inside of your pocket. Now, overall length, you're going to get 6.84 3.5 inches. Your blade length is going to be 3.03, close length 3.82, and then the weight on this is only going to be 2.19 ounces. So that's pretty light. I mean, this is, again, objectively, as just a pocketable everyday knife, I highly recommend this. Like, this is a great, especially if you're going to use it as a front flipper, fidget wise, lots of fun. You know, great action. I mean, you can see there, guys, when I flip it, when I actually move the this guy here, that thing just wants to shut, and that's because it's on some pretty nice ball bearings for the pivot. Very nice in-hand ergonomics. Very nice. Fills the hand. You know, you get decent purchase depending on which types of grasps you carry, and then also you get this extra jimping here, so if you really want to kind of choke up on it for some type of precision cut, it's nice. I'm digging this knife. I don't know, am I being weird? I kind of can't get over just how similar it is to these two other knives that I absolutely love. And you know, I really respect Ray Laconico as a designer, as well as Gareth Bull and company as designers. So that's, for me, that's the kind of like the one hang up. I feel like, yeah, this, you know, it's just a little close for comfort, but let me know. Am I just reaching here? I mean, some of you are probably thinking, oh, those knives look exactly the same, but there's tons of different nuances you can see here in kind of the blade profile. You know, completely different. And of course, again, the story and some of the personality on the non-show side definitely get you, you know, more individuality points there. But yeah, I love these knives. Beautiful knives. Hard to get. Limited run. Hard to get because they just sell out pretty much every run. But excellent knife. This also, honestly, excellent knife. I really do dig it a lot. You get really smooth action, nice detent, satisfying flip, works best as a front flipper. I mean, some of you might be able to kind of, I just feel like I'd really just destroy my fingernail if I pushed on this one. And then if I push like kind of a lighter, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I flipped this before the video a couple of times out. And honestly, it just, I can like break the detent and then maybe try to give it like that. I just don't want to, I feel like my nail's just going to get destroyed if I really try to flip it the other way. So I think they should just delete this guy here. I do enjoy the jimping though, so I'll take that. But you don't really need jimping while the knife's closed. But when it's open, this is honestly pretty nice. I dig what they did here. In terms of, you can kind of get it on both ends. Really, really beautiful. So yeah, I mean, in pocket again, lays flat, unobtrusive, very compact, guys. Super lightweight. I mean, this thing is, I mean, you start thinking about comparative pricing to something like you know, Benchmade bug out or something, right? Or a mini bug out is probably be more comparable for this. I mean, you're getting the G10 here. You're getting, I don't know. I feel like this is this makes a case, and it costs a good amount less. But it's also, of course, not made in the USA like a Benchmade. And I own quite a few bug outs, and you know, some 940s, a whole lot of mini grips. So I have nothing against Benchmade. But something like this does have, I mean, I think it has a certain element of high design and high execution and spec for the money. You know, and again, the thing that I guess kind of taints the high design aspect is that it does feel like the design is a little, just a touch derivative of some other very current and semi-available knives. So that's, I guess, you know, maybe that'll be my thing, is if you can't get your hands on a Shamwari or an EZC, maybe give this a spin while you wait for them to come back into stock, or for them to do another run, because you can get a very similar I think, use case out of it in terms of it being small and kind of perfect in a lot of ways. And the thing is, I think it was the right choice for handle material, for blade steel, for this price. It still packs quite a punch. Would it be nice with like an S30 or S35? Of course, that'd be great. And then, you know, if they could do this with a titanium handle, goodness gracious, that would be pretty sweet. And they could charge more for it. You know, maybe they could even make it a frame lock on the other side if they really wanted to. But, you know, then I think it gets a little bit close to some of its stepdaddies. But yeah, this thing's super nice. I guess I'm kind of torn because yeah, it just kind of reminds me of a super budget cross between the Laconico EZC and the Bull Shamwari. Bottom line here, guys, handsome and functional and super affordable. And honestly, if you like those other knives, this could be kind of a great beater for you to carry, you know, so you don't have to worry about beating up, you know, a semi more expensive or more rare knife that might just be a little bit more beloved to you, just because, man, just don't get me wrong, this isn't better than either of these, but it also costs nothing like either of these, and also it's way more readily available. So I mean, I'm not mad at Kizer. You guys know I dig Kizer. I've done a couple Kizer reviews, and most of them are for Laconico designs, like the Yorkie. Beautiful. I mean, they make great knives for the money. And then yeah, again, it's similar look, a little bit smaller. Okay, Kizer. Yeah, you know, I'm not. Again, this is not meant to call out Kizer, but what do you guys think? Am I being silly, or should I just enjoy this knife for what it is, a sweet knife, or should I let it kind of wear on me that it reminds me of another very sweet knife or another very sweet knife? I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please do it like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks, guys.